Also, I want to smile, but I can't because I'm dying. Okay, I need water. Oh god. Thank you so much for watching. It hurts to smile. Ow. I don't like this pain. I don't like this pain at all. I really did not ask to be born.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is something that has been on my mind for the past few days. I've just entered a new quarter. This is the beginning of winter quarter. It is the beginning of a new year, the beginning of a lot of new stuff. So essentially, as of late, I've been struggling with some health issues. My wisdom teeth are hurting me a lot, and I'm getting over a cold and all this other stuff. And the beginning of the quarter is always like that. It's always a struggle to settle down into a different routine and figure out everything that you have to do for this quarter, for this year, for yourself, for your creative outlets. You have to figure out what kind of people you want to predominantly keep around in your life, because you are the top 5 people you hang out with, right? And for me, it's just been a little bit of a challenge, and this is more of a message to myself, although this is going on YouTube. So if this can help you as well, I would really appreciate that. But this is just more of a message to me, something that I've had to figure out just throughout the past year, with me trying to start like this channel and then like my blog and a bunch of other stuff, is that when it comes to something that you want to do, anything in your life can be a reason for you to not do that thing. You can literally find so many reasons to not do something, and if you can't find reasons, then you can create reasons to not do something. But at the end of the day, if it is something that your heart desires from a very pure level, and by pure I mean something that is going to be self-fulfilling, something wherein you are self-sufficient, something that is going to better your life and the lives of other people, if you can help it, then you have to do it. So many things can get in the way, like health issues and wisdom teeth problems and everything like that, but you can't allow that to stop you, because then you are submitting to the trivialities of everyday material life. And there's so many trivialities, and it is important to remain transcendent above those, right? Because when we are transcendent, then we do truly have control of our lives, rather than getting swept up in the everyday mundaneness of things. So I just wanted to take the time to discuss this a little bit. It's hard. It's hard for me to sit down and talk in front of a camera, because I know that the way I'm going to be received is different to everybody. And that's something that I've had to really come to terms with. And it is that the way people see the world and the way people see others is very different. And it's going to be very different for every individual. That's just how it is. The perception that we each carry is unique based on our experiences, based on how we were raised, based on what we want out of people and out of life, and ultimately out of ourselves, which is at the end of the day what matters most, right? And because of this, it is our own self-perception that matters the most, because only we have the ability to know at all times what that perception is, and then only we have the ability to change at any or all times what that perception is. We can't alter the way other people see us or the way other people see the world. We can try to change someone, we can try to help someone to the best of our ability, and if it doesn't register within their prior mental makeup, then it's not going to register and it's not going to be effective. And over the past few years, when I really started to get into spirituality, the one thing that I think stuck with me, one of the things that stuck with me the most and the hardest, was that carrying judgment towards other people is using that self-perception in a very negative way, right? It's using that self-perception in a way that is detrimental to both you and whoever you might be externally judging in a negative way, because as human beings we judge, right? It's inevitable. But to judge negatively is a choice. And it's a decision that we make over time and over many, many instances of judging people. It's a habit, and it's a negative one, because when we do judge other people negatively, we create this sort of division between us and them. We, instead of looking at the similarities, begin to look at the differences between us and them. And it just poses for a lot of feeling of separation. And it's one of the main reasons why we create all of these boxes and boundaries to place other people in, whether it be race, religion, anything of that nature. Because inherently, what we are as pure consciousness inside everything else that has been constructed externally, right? Even the body, is soul essence. And we are akin to one another, we are akin to animals and plants and the like, right? So, as such, it is important to remember that if we are to judge other people, let it be for how we are similar to them, rather than how they are different from us, right? Because everybody has their own reasons for things, everybody has their own mental makeup, everybody has their own past experiences and schemas and lives and whatnot, and to judge other people negatively is, number one, a waste of time. Number two, using that power of perception that we so deeply carry within ourselves for negative purposes and ultimately detrimental purposes that affect us on an everyday basis, on an everyday level. You know, you think about why depression rates are so high in this country and just in the world as of 2019, and you think of why suicide rates are skyrocketing, and there's so much injustice and cheating and cruelty and capitalism, which is not bad, but has been made to sort of, you know, benefit those which can exploit anyone that's under them. And this is a problem, right? So you think about why all these things exist, and one can argue that it is because of the rise of smartphones, it is because of the rise of the fact that we can go on any platform at any time and see everybody's family's pictures, friends' pictures, their own personal lives, what they choose to put out, you know, into the world so the world can have a certain perception of them. It's toxic because it's not real. Because we are making important the things that aren't eternal or lasting or knowledgeable or conducive to our further growth and self-betterment. And it's an issue. That's one of the many reasons why, personally, I do my best, and it's hard. I do my best to try not to judge other people from a negative standpoint, from a negative place. And I've noticed over this practice, over this time that I've been practicing this, I've noticed an increase in my own self-acceptance and an increase in focusing on the important things in my life that matter to me. So like, obviously health is one of them, but so is creativity. So are the people that I love, which includes myself, right? And what I've found that has always been constant is that the things that matter to me now are, number one, so different from the things that mattered to me even like a year and a half ago. And number two, always relevant to my self-growth, always. And not in ways that are primarily egotistical or primarily spiritual, but rather a blend of the two, so that I can recognize when and where I should use my ego and how I'm using my ego, and whether that is, you know, for a positive purpose or not, and then simultaneously integrating my spiritual practice so that I never stray from the path of which I have been on for so long, and the path that matters to me the most because it saved me. And so that's why I'm so passionate about it, because if you really analyze what spirituality is down to its roots, it is a plethora of knowledge and wisdom that stems from philosophy and even from history and antiquity, and knowledge that has been accumulated over thousands of years, if we choose to study it correctly, right? So my teeth are hurting me really badly, but I'm actually filming this right in front of my window, and there's someone walking outside who has his arm in a sling, and I just saw that while I was complaining about my wisdom teeth, and it just goes to show that, you know, everybody has their own struggles and issues, and, you know, some are worse than others based on how we've lived our lives, and, you know, even like karma in small regards, because everything has a chain effect, right? So, just, it's easy to complain. And at the end of the day, it is important to be grateful for what we have, because it is what we have, you know? And whatever we have, we can use to make more of what we aspire to gain, or what we aspire to become. And that's how you see every waking moment as an opportunity. And when you begin to do that, that is when you begin to be grateful, even if you don't try to, or even if you don't realize it. So I just wanted to take the time to make this video as a reminder to you, and as a reminder to myself. Anything that you wish to pursue, if you know that it's right for you, and if you know that in your heart it is important to you, do it. Remember that everybody has their own perception of things, and that the only perception that you can alter for the better is your own. And that is why it is important to maintain a very clear understanding of yourself and the world. Because then you truly never cheat yourself or other people, and you don't allow for this separation to occur between you and them, right? Because you understand the duality of things, and you understand the sameness of things when you discard negative judgment. So, yeah, little reminder to myself, you know, any health problem that you face, anything that you're facing right now in your life, it is temporary, because life is temporary. So, the things that are eternal are passion, love, drive, because that yields results that could eventually spark change in the world and in other people, and that is what is eternal. And your soul, right? How well you know your soul, how well you connect with your soul, because that is eternal. That is what matters, and everybody has one. And that is why separation, in a sense, is actually an illusion, and the like. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that. Leave me a comment letting me know what you are aspiring to do this year. As human beings, we are often governed by our mind, which, if we don't take proper precaution to account for, can be very fragile and sends us into these frenzies of worry and anxiety and whatnot. And that's why I think, and I believe, that in our innate form, we're all very innocent, because at the end of the day, nobody really asks to be born, if you think about it. And we're just all trying to do our best. I hope that in some way this video allowed you to think about certain things in your life that you haven't really delved into before, or maybe it sparked a new idea for you. I just really hope this video helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Nothing feels better than this.